Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, November the 1st. I'm Clay Emo at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. Last night, the Vancouver Canucks defeated their arch rivals, their nemesis, Chicago Blackhawks, 4-2 at Rogers Arena on Halloween night. And while their matchups and their games might not have the same intensity and passion as they did 2009, 2010, 2011, during their playoff battles, still always a lot of fun when Chicago comes to town. It's a lot more fun when Vancouver wins, admittedly. After this video, do me a favor. Once you're done watching, click on the link that I put in my description. It's a link to a video from another Clay, great name, Clay Schlegel, out of Chicago. He does recaps of all Blackhawks games, and he invited me to do a quick intro for his video. So it's not about me, it's about him, obviously. I did a quick 20-second intro, and he does a very good, very accurate and well-articulated, much better than I'm probably going to do in the next few minutes. He does a great recap of the Chicago-Vancouver game, gives props to Virtanen and to Vancouver, as he should, but also talks about things from a Chicago Blackhawks perspective. So make sure you watch that video. He does a great job. He filmed it at like 1 or 2 a.m., so maybe it was a Halloween theme, but it's all dark. He's got a bright light shining from below. It makes him look scary, not because he looks scary. I mean, the whole look is scary. It's perfect vibe for Halloween. So make sure you check it out, Clay Schlegel. Subscribe to his channel, give him some love. Always good to follow, you know, vloggers from other games, other teams, I should say. Gives you a better and an appreciation and greater appreciation of what's going on around the league. So give Clay Schlegel a follow, subscribe to his channel, I should say. Watch the video, he does a great job. And Clay, great name, and thanks for the invite. All right, my take. Vancouver Canucks 4-2, just 2 days after beating Minnesota Wild 5-2. So they're knocking down Central Division opponents. You know, it's a tough division. You got Nashville, Winnipeg, Minnesota, Colorado, who they're playing on Friday, and Chicago, all battling for those first 5 spots. And it's a strong division. The Canucks have played against them very well, at least recently. And the Canucks did a lot of things well. I'm going to talk about Jake Virtanen. I'm going to talk about Brendan Gaughan in a couple minutes. But let's quickly go through the goals. Chicago, you'd say, dominated the first and second period, taking leads in both periods. Brendan Saad gets through Hutton and Gabranson, puts Pax Markstrom for the first goal. Virtanen late on the back check, but first on the going the other way when the Chicago Blackhawks defenders give it up. Virtanen, although gas, has enough speed to put it past Crawford, 1-1. Jonathan Toews scores in the second period on a power play. A seeing eye shot gets through 2 levels of Blackhawks forwards, gets through 2 levels of Canucks defenders. A lot of people in front of Markstrom get past him, 2-1 Chicago, but then Vancouver ties it up once again. Granlund gains the line, gets hooked, gets the puck over Virtanen. Virtanen lets go of a wicked wrist shot from the faceoff circle, 2-2. And I would contend that Jake Virtanen has probably the 3rd best release on the team once he gets the time and the space and once he's accurate. You know, I'd say Pettersson and Besser maybe have better releases. Horvat's very close, but I'd say Virtanen's release is outstanding. We've seen it in the past 2 games now with 3 goals in those 2 games. Great wrist shots from, you know, against Minnesota and again last night. So 2-2 going to the 3rd, and then we get goals from unexpected sources. Brendan Gaughan, after Jonathan Toews gave the puck away, Gaughan puts it in his first game of the season, and then Anton Roussel later in the period trying to get it to Gaughan, but it goes off a Chicago defenseman, and the Canucks win 4-2. A couple bad notes, or at least one bad note. Troy Stecher left the game halfway through the 3rd. He got hit by Chicago forward Brandon Manning. Hopefully it wasn't. Travis Green said after the game that Stecher was fine. He actually used the term fine, and then he went through regular concussion protocol. So unless they're lying, which they shouldn't, given what's been going on with Demko and Pettersson already, then hopefully Stecher will be practicing once again and get ready for tomorrow night's game. Maybe it's for precautionary measures that he was taken out last night, and it sounds like that's the case. I want to talk about Virtanen. I want to talk about Gaughan. Virtanen, you know, you guys know he's one of my favorite players, and I've told the story about meeting his parents, you know, before a preseason game last year, or sitting with his parents after I bought the Virtanen jersey. I've been joking around on Twitter how, yes, I didn't wear a Canucks jersey to the Minnesota game, but I had Virtanen's jersey on underneath. Some people were joking around, oh, you duped us, Clay, you're trying to break the curse in unwielding ways, but hey, Virtanen has 3 goals in the last 2 games, and you can't argue with that. So instead of a Clay jersey curse, I'm promoting a Clay jersey blessing, whatever it may be. Virtanen is good once he puts it all together. You know, we've always talked about he's got the speed, great skater. He's got the size, obviously not afraid to hit and mix it up. Hockey IQ, not bad. Passing, not so great. But he does have a wicked shot that we've seen over the past couple games. So when he puts it all together, he's a good, effective player. He might not be a top 6, although he's playing like it right now, but it's certainly a very prominent third-line guy and a solid guy. So we'll see if he earns another contract after this one runs out. But in essence, a really good couple game span for Jake Virtanen, putting it all together, and with only 13 minutes of ice time last night. And that's the thing. I actually tweeted out, it's very interesting. Virtanen is third on Canucks scoring, right? You have Pettersson and Horvat right at the top, and then Virtanen is tied with Brock Besser with 7 points on the season. So he's only 3 behind Pettersson and Horvat, who have 10 each, and he's tied with Besser. But this is in getting 6 minutes of ice time, not total, average a game. You know, 6 minutes less. Horvat is averaging 19 minutes a game. Pettersson, I think, or maybe Pettersson or Besser are averaging 18. I think it's 19 for Horvat, 18 for Besser, and 17 for Pettersson. And Jake Virtanen is only averaging 13 minutes a game, so that's 6 less than Horvat, fewer than Horvat. That's 5 fewer than Besser and 4 fewer than Pettersson, yet going with the same production at least so far. Well, Pettersson, he missed a few games. So that's very impressive when you think about it. Virtanen, to his credit, hasn't complained. He talks about having to earn his ice time. He talks about getting more consistency in his game. He's admitted that he has a couple good games and a couple not so good games. So I hope that we're seeing the start of something really good for Jake Virtanen. The fact that he's maturing a lot, he's getting smarter on the ice, he's starting to be more consistent, and all of that bodes well for hopefully a bright future for him. Because, you know, if he can be part of that second tier right behind the Bessers and the Petterssons and the Horvats and the Hughes of the world, that's awesome, and we need guys like that obviously going forward. The other guy I was very happy for last night was Brendan Gaughan. I tweeted out that I met him at the Jake Milford golf tournament back in September, and he was probably, of all the guys, he was probably the nicest guy. He was down to earth, asking me questions about what I did for a living and how I'm involved with the team. And the one thing I really noticed, he was very humble and very honest and realistic about his chances. He told me that he knew he was in tough to make the team coming out of camp, right? Because you had guys like Pettersson, Horvat, Beagle, who's injured right now, Sutter, who's injured right now, and then Gaudette likely in front of him on the depth chart. We saw that. But full credit to him. He scored a goal, caused basically the second one, the fourth one I should say. So he's involved with 2 goals really, and good on Travis Green for having the foresight to put him in the lineup. I thought that it was going to be Marcus Granlund sliding back to center and then Brendan Gaughan watching, but Brendan Gaughan got in the game just the day after being called up. That meant that guys like Leipzig and Archibald were sitting, but Gaughan made Green look really good. And Gaughan made himself look good because he had a very strong game. And he could be a nice, quiet, solid surprise as Sutter and Beagle are both out. Maybe now our centers go Horvat, Pettersson, Gaudette, and Gaughan, and then Marcus Granlund, who's technically not a center, can play his more natural position of the wing. So that's pretty cool. A couple of things I want to bring up, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So I bought my Elias Pettersson jersey yesterday. Do not freak out. I don't believe in this clay jersey curse. So now I have, so that will be coming soon. It's a really great deal on VanBase. If you haven't checked it out, vanbase.ca. It was basically $330 total once you add in the taxes. But they say for $300, for $299, you get a jersey with a name on it, either Sedin, Horvat, Besser, or Pettersson. Actually, coincidentally, those are the 5 jerseys I have right now. Not because I made up money. I split them, or I'm gifted. My mom helped me buy one of them. But those are the ones I have. So I have the big 3 right now of Besser, Horvat, and Pettersson when it comes, which is kind of cool. So for $300, $299, you get a jersey with a name on it, home jersey. You get 2 tickets to a game in November, and they say that's valued $130, and then a $30 or $40 food voucher. So they're saying it's a $450 value for $300, $330 once you add on taxes, but you'd have to add on taxes when you buy a jersey and tickets anyway. So check it out, fans. If you're looking for a new jersey and you can afford it and you want one and you want to get to a game in November, I picked up 2 tickets to the Winnipeg Jets game on November 19th that I already sold for my season ticket, so it will be a bonus that I'm in the arena for that night against Winnipeg, another Central Division opponent. So vanbase.ca, check it out. It's called the Ultimate Fan Pack. Might be worth your while to do that. The other cool new thing that I noticed is the Vancouver Canucks are now 7th overall in the league in terms of points, right? They have 14 points in their, they have 16 points in their 14 games because they're 8-6 right now. So their 14 games played, though, by far the most of any team. Some teams have only played 11 and 12 games, a couple with 13, but no one has played 14 games. And I noticed this happens every year. I don't know if the schedule makers do it on purpose and they front load the Canucks season, or I don't have anything to do with the World Juniors being at Rogers Arena, but it always seems like the Vancouver Canucks always get out a little bit, and then so it's not a perfect representation of the standings. You always kind of say, oh, you know, this team might win 1 of the next 2, or this team might get 3 of the next 4 points, but whatever. Obviously, it wins out at the end, but it's nice to see the Canucks atop the Pacific Division and 7th overall in the league standing, despite having played more games than everyone else. Okay, and my last thing, I have 2 really neat, big, good news stories that I want to share, but I can't share them yet. I know I just kind of did like a high school thing where I said a lot of nothing basically. But 2 really cool things that I hope to share with you. One maybe as soon as next week, and the other whenever it happens. I can't say much. They're related in a funny way. So whether you call this a teaser or a hint or whatever it may be, or maybe just me wasting time, I can't wait to share these 2 good news stories with you. And yeah, that's all I can say right now. Once I can share them with you, I'll be thrilled. I hope as a friend, as a follower, subscriber, whatever you are, or just someone who cares about the Canucks, that you'll be happy for me as well. Okay, that's it for now. I have my biggest work event of the year coming this weekend, so I may be a little sporadic, a little erratic, a little inconsistent with my posting, but I'm going to try and get to a couple videos over the next few days, but we'll see. No promises, not that you'll be waiting for them, but we know the Canucks play on Friday night. They host Colorado, and then they don't play again until Tuesday. I think they're playing in Detroit. So the cool thing is, well, not cool for other Canucks fans, but they're not playing Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and those happen to be 3 of my busiest days coming up. So I may be able to check in, I may not be able to. Regardless, I appreciate, leave a comment below. As always, talk about Jake Virtanen, talk about Brendan Gaughan, talk about Chicago Blackhawks, talk about whatever you want. Talk about that you don't believe in this Clay jersey curse, and you might get behind this Clay jersey blessing, whatever it may be. Leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply as much as I can. Make sure you follow, you subscribe to Clay Schlegel's videos. Click on that link down below. I can't even say his name, Clay Schlegel. Make sure you click on this link and see his recap. Again, much more articulate than this one, but that's what happened to do this in one take, right? And then as always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to. Have a great day. Look forward to reading your comments and seeing your feedback. God bless, and go Canucks go.